Welcome back. My name is Aaron.
My name is Colin.
And this is
The
Sports Hive Show.
Wow! Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like
that was
it.
good. Yeah,
that was a good
pretty
one.
loud, yep.
It took me a minute to register.
Dude,
It's 10:45 at night. So
I could tell.
Dude, where do we start? Do we start with football, basketball, hockey? Where are we going? Let's talk basketball.
Basketball.
Eastern Conference Finals.
Yes, the Knickerbockers have won 11 in a row, and they swept two of those teams in a row, that being the 76ers, and then the Cavs. They beat the Cavs by like 37.
Which is insane. I heard
The other
something
night.
today that the Knicks closeout games against the Hawks, the Sixers, and the Cavs all by 30-plus points.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Well, yeah, what was it? The game against the Hawks, the closeout game was 51.
Yeah.
And then, well, it wasn't a closeout game, but the following game against the Sixers in game one was like 39. So it was like a 90-point spread, something like that. But the Knicks are a ballin'.
So do they have what it takes to beat OKC or the Spurs?
Well, yeah, they're the best team in the playoffs right now.
So if OKC ends up being the Spurs, since they won tonight, they're up 3-2. And they have what now? A 72% chance to get into the finals. So if the Thunder win, who's the underdog? Is it the Thunder or is it the Knicks?
It would probably be the Knicks just based off of like seeding, because obviously the number one seed in the West is the Thunder, and then the Knicks, I think, were the third.
Yeah, because the Pistons were number one, Boston was number two.
Yep, behind Boston and Detroit, yeah. So that aspect, yeah, and record-wise, the Knicks would be the underdog the whole way. Maybe a little bit closer whenever they went back to New York.
Yeah.
But
Do they sweep?
it better not be a sweep, just because, like, obviously I would enjoy it being a sweep in the Knicks' favor.
Right.
But you're in the finals, you're the best of
Top two teams?
30 teams.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be a sweep in any regard. Like, the Cavs getting swept in the Eastern Conference Finals should not have even happen. You should have just let it to, like,
Nobody would have expected that.
Who's the worst team in the East? The Nets?
Yeah.
The Nets, who won like 18 games, something like that. They might as well have just represented the East
Right.
on the other side versus the Knicks. So, like, if the Spurs lose, I'm 1,000% rooting for the Knicks.
100%.
Yeah. But the Spurs tonight did not play well. They lost by like double digits. I think it was like 15, something like that. Wemby only shot 4 of 15. Shea had 32 points off of like 8 shots. Had 17 free throw attempts. Made 16 of them.
Makes sense.
Yep. Now they're back to San Antonio on Thursday.
Do the Thunder win in San Antonio this next game?
No, so I think it'll go to Game 7. So we'll see who can pull that out. And it also depends on who's officiating. Whether it's the guy we talked about last week that I can't remember his name, the head of all officials, or Tony Brothers or Scott Foster. It just depends on who's officiating. I'm sure Scott Foster will probably get the nod to officiate next game, because he's always the one to be part of a series extending games.
True story.
So I'm sure he'll be there again.
With Tony?
And hopefully not Tony. I do not like Tony Brothers whatsoever.
He's an OKC fan for sure. You can see it.
Yeah. So we'll see how that game goes on Thursday. And then hopefully it goes to a Game 7 on Saturday. Ideally, I would hope that it's a Spurs and Knicks series. And in that case, I would probably root for the Knicks just because they're all, like, older.
Yeah.
They're all, like, all 29, 30, 31. So, like, their window is closing, as opposed to the Spurs, who are all, like, low 20s, except for, like, Harrison Barnes, who's been around forever, and, like, Darren Fox.
So do we get that 1999 NBA Finals matchup again? Spurs versus the Knicks?
Knicks and Spurs, I'd be okay with it, because the Lakers went to the following 3 or 4 championships right after.
So you're saying it's automatic for the Lakers next year?
I would hope. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. But we'll see. I mean, obviously, it depends on, like, injuries and all that stuff. If anybody, like, if Wemby gets hurt for the Spurs are done. Whether it's Game 6, Game 7, or the next series if they advance. If Shea gets hurt for the Thunder, they're done. But even if, like the Knicks, if like say Cat gets hurt, I think they'll be able to like get past the hump. If Bronson gets hurt, I feel like they can get past the hump. So like, I don't know, the Spurs and the Thunder don't like they have a obviously definitive number one, but that number two spot is always like wishy-washy
Right.
on who shows up. But like the Knicks, it's always Cat and Brunson, and then Hart and Bridges show up like when they need to. So I feel like the Knicks are a more well-rounded, consistent, and experienced team
For sure.
than the other two teams that are left. But we'll see.
Yeah, I like the Knicks being, and I think the Knicks have what it takes to beat either the Spurs or the Thunder in a 7-game series. And I like how Mikal Bridges, an ex-Sun, is in the finals again, and hopefully going to be able to win a ring. That would be awesome to see. It's also pretty funny to see that just, you know how team movement is. Like the Dallas Mavericks had Doncic, and Brunson, and Porzingis, and couldn't win a championship, and then you ship all those guys off, kind of thing, and then they start winning.
Yeah, winning separately. Like Ish, obviously Brunson on the Knicks, he's gotten Doncic was on the Mavs, got as far as the finals, and then lost to I just watched it. Who'd they lose to? Was it the
The
Bucks?
Mavericks?
Yeah. The
I think-
Mavs got as far like to the finals. I'm pretty sure it was the Bucks that beat them.
No, the Suns played the Bucks, and the Bucks beat the Suns. I think that series went 4-2 on the Bucks' favor back in
Celtics. So
21,
the Mavericks let the Celtics get number 18 in 24. So I was working out in the woods at that time, so I didn't really. I don't count that one. So it's still 17-17.
Okay.
Lakers Celtics.
Okay. You let them know that.
Yeah.
Go to Boston real quick. Let them know.
Oh yeah, I'll let them know because they don't count number 17 for the Lakers anyway in the bubble.
Nobody does.
Yeah, which is crazy. But Brunson has a chance out of that Mavericks group to be the first one to get a ring.
Yeah.
I mean,
And I think they'll do it. What's really cool is Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, and Hart were on that championship Villanova team
yeah,
together.
Yeah, Hart only won one, and then Bridges and Brunson won two.
Right.
DiVincenzo was part of one of them, I believe.
I think so. Where is he now? I can't remember. Oh, I can't remember where he's at.
Timberwolves?
I think you're right because he was in the playoffs. I can't remember what playoff team he was a part of,
Yes.
but it's Minnesota.
It was Minnesota because he tore his ACL, I think.
Right.
Something like that. And that was in the Spurs series, like in game 1 or game 2.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember who they
traded.
Yeah. Because Julius Randle and DiVincenzo both went from the Knicks to the Timberwolves. But those were the boys, those four.
Yeah.
And now DiVincenzo's not in the finals and he's hurt, sitting on the sideline, watching his boys probably win
I think they can
a
do it.
ship. I hope.
I think they can.
I hope. I cannot stand a back-to-back championship for the Thunder.
All right. Well, let's move on to what else? What's
Football.
Oh, yes. Josh Jacobs. Starting running back for the Packers. Josh Jacobs. Some news dropped today on what? What the heck happened?
Indeed. So he was arrested this morning and booked into Brown County Jail. I don't know where that's at, but on 5 charges: battery/domestic abuse, criminal damage to property/domestic abuse, disorderly conduct/domestic abuse, strangulation and suffocation, and intimidation of a victim.
So what was your first thoughts when you read that? Very first thoughts and feelings. Obviously, he's your RB1.
Well, yeah, he's top 7 or 8 running backs in the league when healthy. Well, I mean, he's going to get cut. If he doesn't get cut, I'd be surprised.
Yeah,
Because there's been other people to get cut from the teams for a lot less.
for sure.
Like Josh Gordon from the Browns, smoking weed. See you later. But, like, I don't get it. Like, the whole public eye is, like, on you. So like people are gonna know who you are,
Oh, for sure.
whether it's Josh Jacobs doing this or Tyreek Hill doing stuff, Ray Rice doing stuff, Hernandez doing stuff, OJ Simpson doing stuff. It's like you are a well-known professional athlete, so like I don't know why you feel the need. Like you can control your temper for like that time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you're throwing away your future because you can't like control yourself. And like obviously, I mean, other than those charges, nobody really knows what happened. And obviously, he's still on the Packers as of now. So I'm sure he'll be on the Packers until like further notice, until they find out like through like an investigation, like a hearing, and see if he's innocent. Because Diggs got proven innocent after he got cut
Yeah.
by the Patriots. So like Diggs is fine, at least in this scenario. So I feel like maybe the Packers could wait to see how the hearing goes with Jacobs to see if he is innocent or not, because they don't have many other options right now.
Yeah. I think they're going to try to, they're probably hunting down a plan B right now, I
Wait,
would assume.
because their plan B was Emmanuel Wilson, but now Emmanuel Wilson is no longer on the team.
Right.
And then Marshawn Lloyd, who we drafted like 2 to 3 years ago, he's been hurt like 90% of his NFL career. So, and I can't for the life of me remember if the Packers drafted a running back in the draft with their like 7 or 8 picks.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't know if they did or not.
But besides the point, a draft pick in like third, fifth, or third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh round is not going to be good enough to replace Josh Jacobs. So you need to go out and get an older, proven running back.
Yeah.
Whether it's, I texted you, Shannon and Dad, immediately, whether it's Joe Mixon or Nick Chubb, maybe Austin Eckler. Eckler has injury history, so does Chubb's. I mean, they all do. But, I mean, we'll see.
Better than nothing. Try it out. And you're going to be using Love's arm like crazy. That's what's going to end up happening.
Yeah, when the Packers won the Super Bowl, Rodgers was throwing the ball like 50 plus times like a game. So maybe it'll give Love a chance to actually like be able to take control, because Matt LaFleur does not let him take control of the game the whole time.
Right.
Because he's always like wishy-washy when it comes to like trying to involve the run or involve the pass. And like even if the pass is working, he'll want to involve the run, even if the run is getting like stumped. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he tends to like stray away sometimes from what is working. But if we don't get a running back, there's not going to be much of a choice other than to have Love air it out like 55 times a game.
Put Micah Parsons in the backfield. Have him play double duty.
Put anybody in the backfield. Anybody. Because right now I think there's only, not counting Jacobs, like 2 more running backs on the roster. So
like, it's crazy. Like, what do NFL teams do? Like, you have no choice but to cut him.
well, yeah, like I said, they're going to have to wait until like a hearing happens in like court and stuff, and to see if he's like proven innocent, because there's a lot of time between now and like preseason week 1.
Right.
So you have the last couple days of May right now, and then June, and then July, most of August, and like all of August and part of September to figure out what you're gonna do with him, and if he's proven innocent. If he's proven innocent, you keep him. But then if there's like more drama and more things come out between now and the like beginning of the preseason, then you'd have to cut him. But then right now, I would also try to spend any amount of money you can on like a Joe Mixon or Nick Chubb, Austin Eckler, even Kareem Hunt. I looked up the list of running backs and I can't remember the rest of them. Najee Harris, I think, is a free agent from the Chargers.
He's young, too.
Yeah.
Najee.
Yeah. Good at Alabama, not good in the pros.
Just not good as a Charger.
No, not good as a Steeler either.
Yeah.
I mean, you could always trade for one. You could trade for Kamara. You can't trade for Brees anymore. He signed an extension. You can't trade for HN. He signed an extension. I know you want it. We're talking about James Conner being traded from the Cardinals, but the Packers would not take him because he's too old.
Yeah, just an option.
Too injury prone.
Yeah, if they don't like any of the running backs in free agency, and trade for an old guy. He's on the chopping block.
Yeah, I don't know if you would. In the Packers scenario, they don't really do like a lot,
Yeah.
like in whether it's trading or free agency. That's why like the biggest splashes that they've had, like in free agency and trades that I can remember recently, was obviously the Michael Parsons one last year,
Yeah.
and then when they got Jimmy Graham from the Saints, like back in like 2018, 2017,
Yeah.
something like that. But then we also cut Jordy Nelson right after. So then we were like, so it didn't matter. So I feel like they're gonna have to ride with Jacobs until proven like more guilty, and then once he is, then they'll cut him. But then after that, I don't know what they're gonna do because they have Chris Brooks and then Marshawn Lloyd. I think those are the two running backs that they have behind Jacobs. They don't have Emmanuel Wilson anymore. I think he went to the Dolphins with Malik Willis, I'm pretty sure, as a backup to Achan. If I could be completely losing my mind right now on where he went, but they got to sign somebody for a vet minimum, whether that's person expecting an okay to being like the backup role or like thrusted into
Yeah.
the starting spot.
Which you might have to just see what the kid's got.
Well, yeah. So we'll see.
I don't understand why athletes like that, they have the fame, they have the money, they got everything, and then they go and do something stupid like that. Like, you can't
Well, yeah, it's
hold your emotions. You got to start hitting people.
well, yeah, that's what they do
Like,
for. I mean, a living, like as in like the hitting people part. So they can't necessarily control it. We're not saying it's a good thing or an okay thing, but like the NBA, you don't really see that. MLB, you don't really see that. Even hockey, who are consistently hitting people, you don't really see that.
Yeah.
Obviously, golf, you don't see that. You just see drinking and driving if you're Tiger Woods. But like football is always the consistent like
domestic abuse allegations
domestic
all
abuse
the time.
or like any violent charges.
There's always something that pops up in the NFL with domestic abuse, and
Yeah.
I don't understand it. Like,
And they're like usually all studs like at
yeah,
their position. Like I say, Kareem Hunt, Ray Rice, Hernandez, Simpson,
Tyreek Hill,
Tyreek Hill, Josh Jacobs now, Rasheed Rice.
and then CeeDee Lamb also went through domestic abuse kind of stuff.
Yeah, Diggs. I don't know if I know I said that earlier, but I don't know if I said that now.
I don't understand. Like,
I don't know if there's like a switch that they can't like flip off and be like, hey, this is real life. This is not like football, and they're just too emotional.
unless
Too
they're
aggressive.
just drunk or drugged out and you can't control anything.
Yeah, drunk would make sense, but like you have to get to a certain point to like what Tyreek Hill did with his kids or what Ray Rice did to the girl in the elevator or even Kareem Hunt and Josh Jacobs. Like you would have to get to you would have to have like a lot in your system to do that type of stuff. Like whether it's for like a few seconds or like days, months.
Right.
So, which is I don't know. I don't know, dude. Like Josh seems like he's a good dude. So like I don't know what.
Everybody seems like a good dude on the field or when they're doing interviews for sports, and then what kind of person are they off the field? I feel like sometimes people, especially athletes, portray themselves completely different when their camera's right there and they're actually playing the sport versus at home. Not all of them, obviously. Like, legit, most of them are good dudes. What you see on the field is what you get off the field, and more off the field, like good things. But
Yeah, I mean with Josh's scenario, I mean like he was a good kid in college, a good kid on the Raiders, good kid on the Packers for the last 2 to 3
now,
years
yeah.
that we've had him. So he's been in the league for like 7-ish years now, and he's like my age. He's like 28, and like he's never really had issues before. So I don't know why out of
Something
nowhere.
cracked. Must have been too much pressure. I don't know. There's no excuses for any of that kind of crap
No.
in life at all. So, in my opinion, I hope he gets the boot and doesn't play again. If everything is true.
Yeah.
Because I know there are some fake allegations out there and things like that. But,
if there is video footage, then he's burnt.
yeah.
If there's not, as in like Stephon Diggs' case, and obviously that came out that the girl was like lying and stuff,
Right.
then in that scenario, Jacobs would be fine. But if there's video footage like a Ray Rice or a Kareem Hunt,
gone.
He's
Never
burnt.
played in the league again.
He probably will after like a season or two, and he'll get signed somewhere else because that's the way the NFL is.
To the Cowboys or to the Raiders.
Or the Browns.
Or the Browns. Yep.
Or the Chiefs.
But, yeah. That crap's stupid. I don't like it.
Yeah, no, the Packers are usually not part of any drama whatsoever. So it's kind of surprising that any Packers player is in this kind of scenario.
And it drops the morale of the team down, especially in the running back room. Like, you look up to somebody like Josh Jacobs now, who's technically a vet.
Yeah.
But now he does this, and now, like, okay, the morale of the locker room is down because, I mean, he is a legit star on the team. So that doesn't help going into OTAs and preseason and stuff like that when you're trying to win a ship, which the Packers can. They got the pieces to.
If everybody's healthy, yeah.
Yeah.
And not dumb.
But I guess we'll see as time goes by what happens with Josh Jacobs and the Packers.
Mm-hmm.
Vegas Golden Knights. I know we don't talk about hockey a lot because I don't know too much about the sport. But I did want to highlight them. They made it to the Stanley Cup Finals again.
For the third time.
In 9 seasons when they became a hockey team. That's a pretty awesome feat right there.
Yeah, I feel like
they're doing something right over there.
I feel like the Knights have always been good, though.
Yeah.
The one Vegas team that has been good.
True story.
Consistently. I know the Raiders ain't been there that long, and the A's aren't there yet. But yeah, I don't know too much about hockey either. I've only been to one game, and it wasn't even professional. It was college.
Collegiate.
So, what else? I feel like something else in the sports world just happened.
Kyle Busch.
Kyle Busch did die.
With NASCAR.
That's right. At 41.
I guess he had pneumonia that turned into sepsis.
Yeah.
And
super quick.
Yeah, a couple days. Because he just had won a race last week. And he mentioned in the interview, like, you never know which one is your last.
Mm-hmm.
And then he dies 4 days later. Crazy. And Kyle Busch is one of the most well-renowned NASCAR drivers to ever drive. And he's a Hall of Famer, obviously. And it's crazy how these guys do what they do and their life is cut short, leaving a wife and kids behind. And it was sad, really. I was like, holy crap. Well, the guy's young. He's 41 years old.
Yeah, was that like the third death in the sports world of like younger people in the last like week and a half or so?
Yeah. Because there was the, who was it?
Brandon Clark on the Grizzlies.
Yes.
He was 29.
Yeah.
He OD'd. Then I think his first name was Jason, last name Collins. Played on the Nets and some other teams. I guess first openly gay person for the NBA.
That's right.
He died, I don't know of what, and I think he was in low 40s as well.
It's crazy.
And those two were on the same day, and then Bush was like 2 or 3 days ago.
Right. I think they came out on
Saturday.
Yeah, I think it was Saturday.
Or Friday, one of the two.
Which is insane. Huh. Life is precious.
Mm-hmm.
But also, my Diamondbacks, 6 games above 500. They have given me hope, as they always do. I'm just waiting for all the goodness to die.
Dissipate.
Because that's the way it works. Because at the beginning of the year, our starting pitching was okay. And then there was a span that it was just horrendous. And then they're all pitching into the 6th, 7th inning right now. And they're all doing well. So when pitching does well, and then you get your star player back into his groove, and Ketel Marte, he just, every single time it goes up, bam, bam. And they've won 9 out of their last 10.
Mm-hmm.
They've lost only 4 games in the month of May, I believe. We're 30-24. And yeah, I'm loving watching baseball right now. We have Troy, who just came up from AAA, killing it defensively and hitting the ball. Rookie. We have Walschmidt, who's also our top prospect that came out from AAA, killing it. Fernandez, also from AAA this year, who's a utility player, could play pretty much any position, and hitting it, he's killing it. So we have our young core group that we've called up from the minors that are producing. And then our OGs are also starting to produce again. Corbin going out there hitting triples. Marte out there, just an RBI monster, home run monster, Perdomo doing his thing. Vargas has tapered off a little bit, but he had a couple RBIs tonight. But it also does help that we're playing the Rockies and the Giants in like back-to-back series to help us win to 30 games. But yeah.
Yeah, the Giants game that you, me, and Dad went to was really good.
Yeah, it was.
Diamondbacks won that one. And then
6-3.
Yep. And that was on Wednesday last week. Then me and the missus and her family went to the game on Friday. And the Rockies had only won 19 of 51 games. And the Rockies won that game.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to the one of that 9 out of the last 10.
Yep.
We went to that one that they lost.
Yeah.
I was like, that's great.
I appreciate you going.
Yeah, that's great news. Yeah.
They lost because you were there and late.
No, they lost because
Yeah.
yeah. Her family was there because when we went, they won on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Most of the games that we've gone to that they've won, except for one.
Yeah.
I was against the Dodgers at the end of last year, but
The Diamondbacks are just a fun team to watch and to root for, to be a part of, because you know they're going to consistently stay 500 or 525. I'll be surprised if we actually do go more than like 10 to 12 games above 500 this year, because we always taper off and then we hit that 500 mark.
how many games is there in that season? It's like
164, because you go
165.
82 and 82, and that's usually what we do. We hit around there, or a game or two below it to game or two above it, just depending.
It'd be 83 and 81.
Yeah,
Final
possibility.
record, 83 and 81.
We're 4.5 games back of the Dodgers, because the Dodgers just kicked some butt today against the Rockies, 15 to 6.
Mollywop. Yep.
And we're only a game behind the Padres for the second place in the NL West.
Padres won tonight too, I think.
Yeah, if we just got to keep chasing the Padres and the Dodgers. Really, the Dodgers are not unbreakable. No, they're breaking a little bit this season. They're not the best team in the league right now.
Well, I don't know. 15 runs for them and the Yankees tonight.
No, against the Rockies, you should be able to put 15 runs up against the Rockies.
Yeah, who did the Yankees play today?
Don't know.
Don't remember, but each of their 9 starters had 2+ hits.
Yeah, for the first time in their history.
Yeah, it's
pretty
pretty
cool.
good.
Yeah, it's cool to see that kind of stuff, even if it is the Yankees. But yeah, baseball's fun to watch, and I love being a part of just the Diamondbacks. It's fun just to go to a game, buy $30 worth of nachos that are disgusting, by the way.
And eat $7 worth of them.
Yeah,
Yep.
pretty much, because they were gross.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He
He was like, do you want the one that's $21 that's this size? Or do you want the $30 one that's this size? I'm like, hit me with the $30 one, dude. Instant regret when I got to the seat. I'm like, oh, nasty. I wonder how long these have been sitting out.
Oh, I knew it. I saw how big those were. I was like, I don't need all that.
It's the experience of having a bucket full of nachos at a baseball game
I guess.
filled with instant regret. So if you're going to a Diamondbacks game here in Arizona, do not get the nachos. Go for the regular hot dog.
Just get Chick-fil-A sandwiches.
Yeah.
One sandwich for $11.50.
And it's just a regular chicken
Well,
sandwich.
yeah, the same size like that. But worth it. For $23, I ate both of them. You paid $30-something for nachos and ate about 19% of it.
Yep.
But I got the bucket out of it. So
I did.
guess.
And my kids have used it to fill their toys with. Right over there.
Lovely. Hopefully you watched it. Yeah, I've been looking at it.
I did.
I was like,
Brady asked when I gave it to Brody the other day. Brady's like, did you wash it? I'm like, nah.
yeah, no,
The cheese is still in there.
that'll be right. Yeah. For when you don't feed them later.
Exactly.
You just lick it.
But yeah, we'll see what the Diamondbacks do. Probably miss playoffs by a game. Or make playoffs by a game. That's what they do.
Either one. Yeah. Well, you don't have to worry about that for the Cardinals.
No. Yeah, no. We're going. I said last week we could probably win 6 or 7 games. I could see us winning 6 or 7 games. Probably not going to win 6 or 7 games. But that's another thing we got to talk about. Carson Beck. With Jacoby wanting more money right now, and the Cardinals drafting Carson at the 3rd pick, probably going to have another top 5, top 10 pick for next year. Could use it on a quarterback. Do you test the Carson era from week 1, or do you wait till week 4 or 5? I know where you stand on not wanting to start rookies, but if you're in the Cardinals organization and in that room, do you pay Jacoby, who went 1-11 last year, but put up numbers because their defense was cheeks. What do you do with that?
Oh yeah, because Jacoby started around like week 4-ish.
Yeah,
He
because
played.
Kyler got hurt.
Yeah, he played in 14 games. Started like 12 of them. He was like at 28 touchdowns and like around like 11 interceptions and threw for like what I think like around like 3,000 yards, something like that. I
Yeah,
think.
he was good. The numbers. That's what I'm saying. The numbers were good, but he wasn't stacking wins.
Yeah, the numbers were there. So I mean, Jacoby doesn't play defense.
Right.
No quarterback does. So I can get where Jacoby's coming from, wanting to have more money because Minshew and Beck are both making more this upcoming season than what Jacoby's prior contract
Right.
is. So I can see to where like he would be like butthurt about the backup quarterback and the rookie quarterback
Getting more money.
getting more money than he is while he's
Yeah.
actually being the starter. So the money that he's asking for, probably not, but I could see him probably getting like a little bit of a pay raise, but it's hard because he's already paying like $100 million gajillion dollars to Kyler Murray for him to play in Minnesota. So you kind of have to
Like, how do you play that game?
outweigh the pros and cons
Yeah.
of like you don't pay Jacoby, then you don't have the veteran leadership of like Brady and Belichick per se
Yeah.
in the locker room because he's not going to want to be there. He's not going to put forth effort. Then you have Gardner Minshew as your starting starting quarterback at the beginning of the year, and then Beck just takes over in like week like 4. So I mean, me personally, I would give Jacoby like a little bit more money, like enough to like make him happy to like want to start and like want to play. And then if you start like not winning games, then you throw Beck in there to the Wolves. Like I said, probably like week 4 or 5.
Right. Especially if they go 0-3.
Exactly. So like the beginning, like the Cardinals' whole schedule was hard.
Yeah.
So like, and the beginning of the schedule, I think is like also hard because I think you have like the Seahawks and
I think the Eagles are up in there and the Chargers.
yeah,
I think those are the first 3-ish.
you have playoff teams in there
Yeah.
out of the first like 3, 4, 5 games. So I would fork out that little bit of extra money for Jacoby because he is like proven. Like I know he's like 30 something, but like you don't have much else to lose. You know what I mean?
Right. And that's to
Like
my
it's like you don't have much else to lose by starting Beck right out the gate, but you also don't have too much to lose like paying Jacoby. So
right. I can see both ways. Which way do they want to go? Because, like, I'm not expecting us to really win any games at all.
No.
I would just love to see Beck and Love and see that tandem for an entire year, see what kind of slate we get, and then obviously we'll probably have a top 10 draft pick to put forth into a heavy quarterback draft next year to pick up a quarterback. Because if you go quarterback again, which the Cardinals like, they love quarterbacks, they love to go back to back on quarterbacks. Why not give Beck an entire year to prove himself and save the money that you would pay Jacoby?
Like I can see.
Especially if you're going quarterback next year, if that's your plan.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I said this ever, but I could see the Cardinals being like the Giants, super like young stud running back, as in like Scadaboo and Love, and they both have starters in front of them,
Yeah.
as in like Algier and then Tracy, and then Tracy didn't play that like well, and he got hurt-ish, so then Scadaboo took the spot.
Yeah.
So then Algier is probably gonna be the same exact way. So then Love's gonna take the spot, and then Russell Wilson was kind of dog shit. And then you had Jameis, who like played well in the games that Jameis did play, but then obviously you're gonna have Jackson Dart start. So then, and they still got picks number 5 and 10 in this year's draft.
That's true.
So you still had that young up and coming quarterback running back duo, and you still got 2 top 10 picks. So then the Cardinals could probably do the same type of dealio. New coach, obviously new running back, new quarterback. Still have good key players, as in like Harrison, Wilson, McBride.
Right.
So like you can still get a feeler out for Beck come like week 5-ish, and then Love will probably start eventually around the same time.
I would be surprised if Love is not named RB1 after preseason. very surprised if Algier takes RB1 spot.
I feel like Algier is probably going to start week 1 because you're not going to sign him for like a 2-year deal for whatever you signed him for.
It wasn't a lot.
No reason. I know it wasn't a lot,
It
but
was
you're
like
still bringing in
15 to 20 million, I think, for 2 years.
Yeah, it's still pretty good for a proven backup
Right.
to Bijan.
But then you giving Love like $55 million right out the gate for being the number 3 pick. Like,
I mean, same with like the Giants. I think had just paid like Tracy, and
Right.
then drafted Scat, and then obviously Scat's gonna have that starting job from like here on out.
yeah, maybe it just takes 4 games of Jacoby and Algier. Just say, just kidding, we're going to go Beck and Love.
Well, yeah, obviously Beck and Love are probably gonna be the QB2 and then RB2, just interchangeable. So I mean, we'll see. I feel like the latest that you'll see a lineup of like Beck, Love, Harrison, Wilson, and McBride is probably like week 5. It's probably like the latest you'll see that lineup.
That way you give Jacoby his money and give him opportunity at least to show what he's made of for that money. And then he goes 0-3, 0-4. Then you're like, all right, dude, we gave you your shot.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to start the Young Bucks now.
Yeah, week 4, week 5 is usually that little cushion.
Yeah, I guess that's what
Because
the Giants did with Wilson. Like, yep.
I said it around
bye.
this time in like around in August or September when we first started that. Like I went through like the cycle of like how long Wilson would play, and then if he was dog shit, and then how long like Winston would play, and then how long we were gonna give Dart to play. And I was relatively spot on. So hopefully I'm spot on with this, that he'll end up starting in place of Jacoby or Minshew, whoever it is, and then Algier and Connor.
Yeah,
can
I
take
am
a back
excited
seat
to see
to,
what the Cardinals do this year, though. Let's see. Because I know we got an up-and-coming team, and hopefully they don't implode. But
Yeah.
all right, well, is there anything else in the sports world we need to talk about before we wrap it up on this week's episode?
Not that I could think of.
So we got the Western Conference Finals still playing. 3-2 in the Thunder's favor. We'll see if they can close it out or if it's going to go to a Game 7. Meantime, the Knicks are just twirling their fingers, see who they're playing, getting all rusty back there in New York. Are you going to go to the Garden for $240,000 seats?
What if I could?
Yeah, I know you would. I know Timothy Chalamet is like, cha-ching, 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 going all the games.
That boy living the dream right now.
Oh, he sure is.
Hey, dating Kylie Jenner. His team's won 11 games in a row.
Going to the NBA Finals.
Not bad looking. He's young.
Finals in the Garden.
Oh,
in
yeah.
New York. Like, yeah. He's having fun.
Yeah. No, that New York City will turn into Gotham City if the Knicks win the championship.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I would not want to be there.
Nope. Not at all.
No.
Not
But
at all.
Game 1 of the finals, I think, should start by the time regardless whether it's Game 6 ends or Game 7 ends, by the time we record again next week.
Cool.
So,
all right. Well, thank you, as always, for tuning in to this week's episode of the Sports Hive Show. If you guys could go ahead and tell your friends and family about us, we are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube if you want to see our handsome faces. If not, I do not blame you. You can listen to our pretty voices at least. But until next time.
yippee.